So the first bigger presentation sessions today is coming out with the topic of participatory design process of the Sakae Krang flooding community, Uthai Thani province from Professor Sadanu Sukkasame. Please welcome.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Sadanu Sukkasame. I'm lecturer, School of Architecture, Bangkok University in Thailand. Today, I'm going to talk about the participatory design process of the Sakae Krang flooding community in Thailand, Uthai Thani province in Thailand. First of all, I will give you an outline of the presentation. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the introduction and participatory design. And I will focus more on the design workshop and then reflection of the design workshop. And we think about the future living on the river, Sakae Krang River, and what we learned from the design workshop, and then the conclusion. So these papers aim to focus on the effectiveness of the participatory design process of flooding community, how this can align with the changes and facilitate the future needs relating to the cultural significance. And then the challenge of the community is how can we build and conserve the house sustainably in the modern world. So a participatory process is employed throughout the project, including various methods, for example, interviews, group discussion, mapping, and drawing, and model making also. So as you can see, left-hand side, Uthai Thani located in the almost central Thailand, and right-hand side is Sakae Krang River is located in the city centers of Uthai Thani province. And my research area starts from Kumsat Temple to the Pumtham Temple, approximately 8 kilometers. That I found around 127 houses, floating houses. So as you can see, the river, Sakae Krang River is very, very beautiful. If they have water, it's beautiful and attract the eye of visitor and the tourists. However, the problem is today is the expansion of the city and population growth, environmental deterioration, and natural disaster. That's made the problem for the Sakae Krang River and also the community, because of this community is the last one. I think it's the last floating community in Thailand. So we have, as you can see, the amount of water that the my research start from in 2020. The amount of water in the river is less than unusual, resulting to break down of the house because of they have to use bamboo buoy. That bamboo buoy break down, that means the house break down also. If no water, the house cannot be. So, and also in 2020, the committee obtained fundings from the Community Organization Development Institute, or CODI, that provide fundings for them to rebuild and repair those houses. And also I was appointed to be a facilitator to work with the CODI staff and the local people to do this project together. So as I mentioned, in terms of methodology, we use various methods in this research. For example, photographic survey, mapping, interviews, group discussion, participant observation, drawing, and model making. These methods work with the committee formulated into 6 stages: observation, reflection, design workshop, action planning, implementation, and monitoring. The cycle of the participation, as you know. And then the aim of this workshop is to find out the new house design and details of living space and house element, and also think about what is the futures of the river and future of living on the river. In terms of the design workshop, it divided into 3 groups. So these are first group. Oh, sorry, I'll skip. Sorry, to achieve the design workshop, we formulate into 6 steps. Explain the the research and define the problem together with the community, and the participants reflect what the problem is and what is the solution, and to find solution together. And then in terms of design, participant will, this is a design workshop, participant will design their own house and making model, and also mapping also in the design workshop, and then the participant present their design. And then we evaluate the design together, discuss about the design together. As I mentioned, design workshop divided into 3 groups. The first one, this is the first group. Participant allow 10. We have 3, 10, 10, and 20. Totally the 40 participants for this household. So as you can see, as I mentioned the step, we explain why we have to do this workshop, why we have to do the research, and why we need to find the problem and solution together. And then, as you can see, we did the workshop, and my student help them to, we have the 4 students to help them to teach them how to draw the house and the making model. And then this group 2, but in different days, at the same step, and drawing, explain, and find solution the problem together, and making the drawing and model also. And group 3 also, that is same step. That is the group 3 that is quite big, about 20. So I got a lot of drawing from the participant, and also the model, approximately the 40 drawings and 40 models also. For example, this guy, he was 25 years old. He just passed away last year. So this drawing, we draw line on the graph paper by use pen and pencil and color pencil. Nothing difficult. Just make a line. But basically, they design their own house by use pen and pencil to draw line. Basically, draw the house plan and elevation and making model. I got for the drawing. And then about the discussion. After drawing and making model in terms of design, there's a discussion. Discussion is a discussion between the participant, also discussion between the participant and researcher.
ทำที่เสาไม่ต้องตัดแต่ทำที่เสาเราจะต้องนะทำที่เสานะออกกราฟรวมเลยนะแค่ทำก็ต้องเอาแค่หน้าบ้านนี้ต้องแบบยืดมาหน่อยเนี่ยหน้าโค้งยืดมาหน่อยเป็นแบบจะเป็นแบบเพราะว่ามันเป็นแบบอย่างเงี้ยแต่กูเดินเราก็ต้องมาตัดนี่ไงมันก็เป็นแบบใช้หน้าท่วมอย่างนี้มันเดินออกมานี่ก็โดนฝน
So participants provide the exchange information, thought, and feeling and expression in their design. So I'm going to skip, and this is a participant drawing. It's some kind of drawings from the participant. I got 40 drawings approximately, and then this is my drawing. We have the different type, 2 types: participant drawing and drawing by researcher. And left-hand side is my sketch when we do the field work. When I visited their house, just quick sketch and take photograph, and come back to my office and to clear live drawing and redrawing this sketch again to make a clear line. And then in terms of outcome of design, for the design, as I mentioned, for the design from the participant, when I came back to my office, I found that some kind of drawing is quite similar. It's quite similar because when they draw and design their own house, that relating to the present house. So the house is quite similar. That I grouped into 16 design from participants. And I took this drawing and made 3D dimension, 3D model. And I come back to the village again. And before that, in terms of design reflection, these two examples of two participants. What she says about her design. What I want is to divide the room into parts, where the room inside is an open space and see everything in the house. So I will use the partition to divide rooms, and I need a toilet next to the room, not in the house. Bathing go down, delivers as usual. The drying area is also in the balcony around the house. Cooking is at the balcony, not inside the house. Cooking not inside the house. For future, I think I still choose the same house form because I live here since I was a child until now. So I want something more to do that, but I could answer it very well. More design are there for more organized space and things in house. So it means a new design means that organized space inside the house, the same shape form, probably same material. And then this is just two. This guy, I think she is 60. She is 60 years old. So in terms of 14 design, that from 40 design, I found that they combine industrial. They need to change. Some people need to change. I mean, building material, for example, industrial. They need to combine industrial material and natural material together to produce a new house. Actually, the however is depend on the household economy. The household economy, but many of them prefer wooden structure, but some of them prefer galvanized steel structure. But actually depend on the economic factor, household economic factor. I took the design back to the community and asked them in the meeting to select which one they like most. One man, one woman. At the house selection, we found I got 3 designs, number 4, number 7, and number 15. And I come back to the office and make the construction drawing and give them back. This is your design. This is your design. So this is one workshop that we focus. But this is not the big question. The big question is how we can live in the future. What about the future living on the river? That's the big question we have to find out together. So we made 4 scenarios. 4 scenarios come from the level of water. It's relating to the level of water. The first scenario is relating to a low water level. The second one is normal water level and high water level. And the last one, flooding level in 2011, as you know, the flooding in Thailand. So the biggest flooding in Thailand. So in terms of living system, it divides into 2 types: individual living system, and the second one is collective living. And then in terms of sustainability, they mentioned about it must be taken into account in the future, including food security, energy security, water supply. I would say water supply today is just 50% have for water supply. It means around 50 houses have they can use water supply, and another 50% they use water in the river to do everything, including cook food. And then, and then waste management system, that is very important. And so sanitation treatment system, this very, very important because today they put and pin that into the water. And then the common area. So 2 types of living system, individual and collective. In terms of individual living, today they are. And then we just think about the collective living, how we can live together in the future and the shared space, shared food, shared resources together. So this is kind of the collective living concept that we think together. We just build a platform, and then the houses come to join together if they have water. We'll say if dry water, but they cannot. If they have water, they can come to join together. And then in terms of collective living, that divide into 3 types. The first one or two houses. And the type 2 that is between 3 houses, and the last one is more than 5 houses. In terms of the first one that some household did because of they live the kind of family, father and son or daughter, but they don't have the platform. They can join by use a Krang connect together. And then in terms of action, we come back to the basic step. After design workshop, we have to repair and rebuild the house before doing about the come to join together. We have to repair the house, and then we spend 1.5 years to rebuild and repair the houses, about 120 houses. Today is done. That's spent 1.5 years. Many prefer bamboo boy, many prefer plastic boy, and then, for example, this is just one house before and after repairing. So we come back. What we learned from the design workshop again, in terms of design workshop, the participants have a chance to learn to design their own house and learn from each other about the design, and also the drawing. The drawing is a kind of which link between the researcher and the participant. As you can see, the drawing is from their hand. It's not from my hand. It means from their hand is mean from that their thoughts. And also in terms of model, this model helps in the design. I think decision making. It is great. It's from participant view of the overall the design before repairing and rebuilding their own houses. And also models help everyone to realize their thought and think about what's the problem. Because when they're making model, they will think about the material, how we can rebuild the house or use the material effectively. And also model help us understand each other's life, and also getting to know more the history of the river and the living system. Because as you can see, the drawing and the writing by the participant, they write which one is window, which one is at the toilet, where is the toilet. That's helpful for the researcher. And then the conclusion. So the participatory process has encouraged the people to think and create a development method to solve and reduce the problem of the community, including creating new things that are beneficial to the community. So it's allowing people to participate in the process must have a clear purpose and goal. Because when we start meeting at the first time, that is, we have to be clear the purpose, why they have to come to attend the meeting together. We have to clear the goal also. Getting people involved should identify the natures of the activity, and also this workshop allow them to exchange the idea. I think this is very important to exchange the idea, because we need to develop the community together. Also, the factor of effectiveness of the participation are the people, stakeholder, also funding and the flexible plan. And then the last one, exchange idea, is a significant factor that indicates the strength of the participatory design. As I mentioned, that we need people to talk together and find solution and find the problem solution, and work together as a team. Thank you. Thank you for your attention.